In Too Soon news, submitted by California Love.
California Love.
Rest in peace, Dr. Dre.
Exactly.
Dr. Dre, he's alive.
I know.
I was like, what the?
It was out of order, all right?
Oh, all right.
Just, I'm not mean to you all day. I'm sorry. Bart, I'm sorry.
He could snap your spine in half.
You're picking on the buffest guy in the room.
I know. But he's so cute and adorable.
I am, thank you.
He really is.
People are divided on Louis C.K. making a stand-up comeback.
Why?
People are what?
Divided.
People are comedians.
People and comedians are people too, you know?
I'm for him making a comeback because he's easily on my top 10 favorite stand-up comedians.
I love him. I think it's, I would actually like think it's harder to come back, and I think it's easy to just give up because of a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm for it. Also, I read his letter. Did you guys read his letter?
No, what was his letter about?
His apology letter.
What did he apologize for? What did
He jacked off in front of people.
Oh, he did?
That's all I can picture him is his naked body.
You should read that because that's a big deal.
Never mind.
The apology letter is like.
Was it funny or is it just?
No, it's like I think. Well, he's very, very smart with his words. Obviously.
Yeah, very good.
He says stuff that not normally people can get away with.
Yeah.
And
It was like one of those apology letters where there wasn't. It was like, oh shit, this shit's sincere as fuck.
yeah.
I have no opinion in this whatsoever, except for the fact that I think it's funny that he.
Me too.
I think it's pretty hilarious. Not to the ladies, but just if you think about it, like if it was on a TV show, it'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, for the lady.
Here, I'll say this in his letter. So basically, that's what happened, right? So he got in trouble for that stuff, and then he got banned from and he had a lot of projects coming out.
Yeah.
And this happened. I mean, it doesn't matter realistically. You shouldn't have done it, but it happened in like the 90s and I think early 2000s. And in the letter, he addresses the women he did it to, and he even said, and there's even one more that didn't come forward and say something.
Wow, he remembered
Damn, he even burned his own.
Yeah, he burned himself, and I thought that was actually really brilliant.
That's fucking honorable.
Because that really hooks the audience to be like, oh, he's always been honest if you really think about it, even in his comedy.
I think the Queen should knight him. He should be Sir Louis C.K. from now on.
The queen not from this country.
The Queen of fucking England.
England.
Which is who?
Fucking Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
Ciao.
So baby, Queen Latifah is a comedian rapper from the back in the day.
You gotta fucking.
She's like, I know, motherfucker.
She was on Sister.
No, she was.
Living single.
He was on Fresh Prince though.
Living single.
She was on one episode.
So was Tyra Banks.
I was like, wait, what?
Sorry, we should probably get back to this song.
So,
It's not Tia Tamara, it's Living single.
Tia and Tamara Latifah.
You said it so confidently too. That's what makes it funny.
I think you should stand by it. Don't listen to us.
We're wrong.
his apology letter came out in November of last year. That's when, like what Dom was saying, he confessed to everything that he did, which was masturbating in front of multiple comedian women. Now, recently, he made his comeback. He performed at this club in New York, and a lot of people are upset about it because they're like, man, it's too soon.
Then don't go to his shows. Let his fans go to his shows.
Maybe it's his content. I don't know.
You know, like I understand like both sides to this. It's just because it's like, how come he gets to decide when everybody else is done with the shit that he did? You know what I mean? So he's saying, well, you guys should be. It kind of comes off as, well, you guys should be over it now. Now it's time for me to perform and make more money.
Yeah.
So
I see.
Do you see how that comes off?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I believe that dollars are power.
Exactly.
You want to support him? You don't go to his show.
Absolutely.
Because look what happened to the Kevin Baby Toucher. What's his name?
Who?
Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yeah.
He had a movie that came out not too long ago, right? Guess how much it made an opening night?
I was like $600 or some shit.
Yep, it was 600.
$125.
on the opening night. That was opening weekend.
Wait, no, what? No.
Yeah.
$125.
Yep.
Because they didn't promote it at all, because they don't want to deal with the whole, like...
Even if not, there was still...
He couldn't even get his homies to come
His
watch.
friends didn't even show up. He was like, can you please show up? They're like, no.
I feel like he didn't even show up.
$125, I could go outside right now and I could beg for that money.
I think it was like 8 people per theater or something like that saw it.
And who are those?
Mathematically,
11.
And those are like, that's a distance.
That was the Chinese cooks that wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah.
They just bought the movie ticket so they could take a nap.
Yeah, real quick.
Wait, why did they go home?
They don't have a home.
That was the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life.
They don't have a
This
home.
Louis C.K. thing is like kind of similar, not the same exact, but the same concept of the Jake Paul situation, of which like I'm not saying those are the same problem.
Jake Paul. That's Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Oh, okay.
It's a different problem, but it's the idea of like
No,
people.
the dead body thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, and people thought he came back too quick and like doing one video and then going back to normal videos. And I do understand like what David said with both sides. It's like from the perspective of like, okay, I see this, and then he just keeps going. It's like, what, does he not acknowledge the fact that he made a huge mistake? However, I think it depends more. It's more important for the person to make the mistake and where it's coming from. Meaning, if it's like you're doing it for yourself and it's like, you know what, it's actually really hard to come back from this, but if I do, there might be that one person that makes a mistake in life that sees that even though you make mistakes, you can still get past that and continue on with what you love to do.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, it also probably is different with each time and like how bad the problem is.
And that's what I agree with too. It's just like I think I am a little bit over people crucifying somebody and not allowing them to apologize and become a better person.
Yeah.
That's where I have an issue with it, right? If in fact that I feel like he's still a scumbag, then yeah, let's just bury him. Like make sure he never comes out. And once again, you can support him with your dollars, but people always make mistakes and people can learn from them too.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just a matter of when are you guys going to be okay for him to, when are you going to be okay to accept those apologies?
I think people should come back as fast as they want, and you just let people support with their dollars or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can come back the next day if they want to.
If Louis C.K. was a singer, this would be different.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Because Chris Brown came out with Fame 2 weeks after everybody found
Yeah,
out.
R. Kelly
And
literally
everybody forgot.
peed in a girl's mouth like a fountain.
He peed in a girl's mouth?
No, he peed on her. He peed all over her.
Who?
What? He busted into R. Kelly?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Chris Brown.
Yeah, but I'm saying like R. Kelly did worse than R.
Like singers have there's something with singers. I mean, Michael Jackson had the worst of the worst claims, and that dude just, everybody's like, oh, beat it.
Well, that's because nothing happened.
So if you want to be a really bad scumbag, you just got to be a really good singer to balance it out.
Like Usher too, he did a whole song about.
He did a whole album about how much he messed up.
I know. And they loved it.
We love it. I wish I was that girl.
Yeah.
That's what I used to hear.
I wish he cheated on me too.
There's just comics really split on this because some of them. So like this one quote here, this writer wrote.
That's so weird.
If Louis C.K. had stolen jokes, he'd be a fucking pariah. But instead, he stole careers and passion and trust from possibly brilliant comedians, women that we will never get to hear from, and that is worse, or it should be. So that's like another thing that people are looking at. It's like the fact that he exposed himself to these potential great women comedians, and then they remove themselves from that career. Like they are no longer pursuing.
To some people, stealing jokes is worse though.
And that's not even true anymore too, because Amy Schumer stole a shit ton of jokes and she's perfectly fine. The only case I've seen that happen to was fucking Carlos Mencia.
Where it ended his career.
Yeah, he's just gone.
But I think part
he's on
of it
another
is,
planet.
is
now.
because Carlos Mencia chose. He made a decision that is like the opposite of what Louis C.K. did, which is I'm done.
Yeah.
And I think that says more about the person. And also I think with obviously everybody that has an opinion towards anything, they're talking in the perspective of how they see the world too, right? So it shows a lot of like whoever's writing it, and if it's negative, you kind of know already their perspective on multiple things, especially because I think if you can't understand it, then I think it shows that there might be a lack of empathy, which I think is like a key thing. But
Yeah, like do you guys know Michael Ian Black? Like he ended up saying that he's like, we'll take heat for this, but people have to be allowed to serve their time and move on with their lives. I don't know if it's been long enough or his career will recover or if people will have him back, but I'm happy to see him try.
And no one saw the content either. What if it's like an apology tour, or like what if it's about him going?
No,
it's Louis C.K. He ain't doing a vlog.
No.
Well, it's not. You know what I mean. Like it's like the content might be, answering a lot of this shit too. Like people don't.
Kevin Hart had that in his stand-up.
Yeah, for the cheating one.
Yeah,
Right?
he addressed that.
I don't know. It's. I rather just see the material. Man, the way I see artists and entertainers is just a little bit different from the general public because they're kind of like our window through the experience of life. Like we look at them and whatever they experience, we want to see how they express it in a really entertaining way, right? It's very different from an average person who sexually harasses someone and then just talks about it. I think that's very different. Not to say that this is okay in any way, but I actually want to see that. Like I want to see them go through this shitty experience and then talk about that. But if we shut that out and we tell them don't do it at all, then it's like, what's the point?
I actually want to see him jack off in front of a girl. That's what I
Why
want.
do you always say shit like that?
No, consent. I want to see him consenting, but they're both adults.
So you want to watch a porno?
No, I just want to see like what I want to see the faces that he makes. Like one of my favorite comedians, the faces that he makes as he's jacking.
That's so weird.
You should have just left it at, I just want to see Louis C.K.'s face as he jacks off. The end. And now you're the fucking weird one in the room. And then like explain, oh, it's consensual.
Well, because
That's just really weird.
Well, I don't understand. I just don't get why he would. I mean, this is gonna come out all bad, but I don't mean it to be bad. But like, if you're gonna be kind of rapey, to just be full rapey. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of being like?
Joe,
like,
you translate?
It's kind of like
That might be his fetish. It's kind of like people that don't full on rape,
It is his fetish.
but then they like to record girls taking a poop or something.
I get you.
That might be his thing, you know.
I'm lost.
Something else that I need to mention here was the fact that this comeback of his, it was a surprise appearance. No one paid money to go and see him.
Oh, so he's forced.
It already happened?
He's eye and ear raping people.
Yeah, it happened.
Because nobody consented to
What was the
wanting to
reaction?
pay for him.
Well, he did receive applause.
Of course.
But he's not. I mean, it's just stand-ups. They just go up. They just show up, right? It's probably like that. He just showed up at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, he had like a 15-minute, what is it, set?
Yeah, he just showed up and just went on stage, I think.
This one witness did say that, she said, quote, it felt like he was being thrust upon the audience without telling them. She wanted to remain anonymous.
Just like the way he thrusted his fucking wiener in front of the other ladies, right?
He also made jokes about a rape whistle and...
Well, that's irrelevant.
You know what?
out of context.
I think this is what.
I know it is.
I can't relate because if I was sitting in the audience and then he comes out, I wouldn't be like, "How dare this motherfucker!" But a woman that's been sexually harassed or whatever can feel their fucking memories come back. Like, oh shit, this motherfucker reminds me of that time when this motherfucker jacked off in front of me too. They're like, fuck this guy. I came here to have a good time, not think about a guy that jacked off in front of me.
I think at the end
Perspective.
of the day, people have to realize too, the power is actually in your hands. You can support him with your dollar. Same thing happened with Kevin Spacey. People didn't go see his fucking movie. They didn't promote him. You could do that. So actually, like, him going up on stage doesn't make a shit difference because you could literally not give him his money and he could disappear.
But he showed, but he's
It's
just
a surprise though. They already paid for it.
Either way, they could get up and leave.
And ask for a refund.
Yeah.
So there's...
Because especially if it's a comedy club and it's open, then that's also what you pay for.
Yeah, and I just don't want people to feel like they're helpless. Like, you're not helpless. Like, you literally support him with your dollars or not. If you don't fuck with him, get up, leave, move on. You could ruin his career like that.
I didn't know you
every
could
day.
get a refund at comedy clubs. I'll be like, you heard the joke already, motherfucker.
How do you take the joke?
I know. That joke sucked. I want better service.